Until 15 minutes ago.
Okay. Now you can.
All that valuable talking I just did.
You did no value. You did zero valuable.
I just literally cured cancer, solved world hunger, and you didn't have the record button on.
Right. All that talking, I got a secondhand buzz.
Okay.
So
anyway,
from your breath.
So anyway,
when Ted walked in with a half-drank bottle of Crown Royal.
Yeah, doesn't mean it was drank this minute. Okay. So.
I saw you. I did. So I
calm
said,
down, Inspector Gadget. Okay.
No. I told Mark I was upstairs and I saw you get out of your car. And first of all, here's the weirdest thing: Ted gets out of his car. And he parks his car, and for the first time I've ever seen in my life, he immediately got out of his car. He didn't sit in his car for like 15 minutes with his phone. So he got out of the car, and I'm just like, oh, wow, okay.
On a mission.
Right. And then he went to the back of his car and opened up his hatchback, and I went, my first thought was not him going for liquor, which he obviously did to bring in for the show. My first thought was, he's going to bring something into my house that I don't want. That was the first thing I thought of. He's going to do it again.
Like a wild marmot or something?
But no, like more golf clubs. Or...
He didn't go to the back to get that bottle of Crown.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. When you walked down, you said it was nestled firmly in my lap.
I was joking.
Yeah, he was joking about that. Yeah, there was no drinking involved there. Ted, tell me the one thing you do. You might drink before you drive, but please don't tell me you drink while you drive.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, this is not Minnesota.
That's against the law.
Yeah, this is not how that works.
This isn't Southeast Asia where it's okay.
All right, so Mark, you saw Honora, the award-winning, the Academy Award-winning movie.
I did.
And I've read about it 17 times. This is what I know about it. It's about a sex worker who marries a Russian oligarch. That's all I know.
A quarter way through the film, I said there's no way she can get passed over for Best Actress. She's phenomenal in the film. Mickey Madison.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard
Mikey Madison.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal. And the movie itself is fucking great. It's great.
So I didn't watch anything, but I just saw the Oscar after the fact, where it's like, of course, Adrian Brody, of course he wins Best Actor, right? Because every time they put him in a period piece, it's almost like guaranteed. It's like the guy who always won, Daniel Day-Lewis, right? Every time Daniel Day-Lewis was in a movie,
I don't think you
Lincoln,
can compare Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, but every time you bring up him,
but I'm saying he wins. Yeah, but I'm saying, but it's the same concept. Where it's like every time he's nominated for Best Actor, he wins. Best Actor. For some reason, he's like really good at that, playing that Hungarian Jew period piece actor. That's his thing.
Is that what? Oh, okay.
That's his thing. Yeah, that's his sweet spot. So,
all I know is, and this has to be a gag, right? That he made a ridiculously long speech because the movie was ridiculously long. It had to be that.
The reason why the speech was so long is because they kept fucking trying to cut him off. He spent half the speech saying, "Let me get my speech done." Cut the music off. Hang on, I'll get done with it. I know how to do this. That was half of his speech. That's why it was so long. You didn't watch the Oscars, right?
I did not.
There was 3 or 4 times during his speech where he had to stop his speech to explain why he was okay and he could go on with his speech and please shut the music down. That's why it took so long.
So who did he thank
but
after?
No one's supposed to be able to go on.
Listen, Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress should get whatever time they need.
Just rolling on.
Just roll with it. I mean, best whatever the stupid ones are, they should not be up there thinking their mom and dad.
The stupid ones.
Everybody thinks their mom and dad. Why are you thinking your mom and dad? That's a waste of time.
Like best screenplay.
What are you
best
saying?
Screenplay.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Mom decided.
It goes without saying.
I'm thankful. Mom decided to do regular sex instead of the butt.
I'm glad.
And I'm here.
I'm glad Mom was ovulating at that time of the month that I was conceived. Thanks, Mom. Even though there were no home tests for that, thank you.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad Dad. I'm glad Dad didn't waste that in a handkerchief. Yeah,
or sock. Yeah.
You know what? It is different though. The Oscars are different than the sports awards, like the ESPYs or any other
never
MVP.
watched an ESPY in my life.
The trophies, the first thing they come out and say, "I would like to thank Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, God Almighty, for putting me here." Nobody does that in Hollywood.
No,
I
don't think.
It's a complete opposite of like sports.
I don't know, man. I have a problem with people doing that because then if you're thanking God that you won, then what you're saying is God smited all the other people that didn't win, and that always seems weird to me.
Actually, it's better than that. No, actually, it's better than that. God doesn't give a shit about the people who have cancer or who are going through war and stuff. They just care about a guy scoring a touchdown, his 5th touchdown of the season, so we can get his bonus contract. That's what God's really focused on. He's like, fuck everybody else, So.
What if that was his thing? Yeah, he's just like, you know what? I really don't care. I really don't care about this guy who's living in Angola right now.
He's living from hand to mouth.
Yeah, I need a little bit of excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a little bit of excitement. Yeah. Football, baseball.
I want to take the richest person possible who's already entitled, and then make sure they have even more. That's God's prayers are answered.
That would be really awesome. All right, so we got to do some updates real quick, okay? Because we have a lot. You guys remember Michelle Meyer from the Nil Network?
Yeah.
All right, so she gave me an update. I know that a couple weeks ago, Trump rescinded a ruling with the nil money, and basically what he rescinded was, I guess Biden had done something where it distributed the money equally between men and women in sports, and so Trump rescinded that, and now the nil money doesn't have to have that. Was basically the only stipulation in the entire world on nil money, and that is now rescinded, so it can be 99% guys or 100% guys. Yeah, and they can't do that. Our good friend Barry Levinson from the National Mustard Museum is about to be very famous. Did you guys watch last week tonight with John Oliver on Sunday?
Was he on, or they mentioned his museum?
He mentioned the one thing they talked about. They were talking about tipping, and then he talked about Minnesota and Wisconsin, and then he said, hey, you know what's so great about Wisconsin? And the one thing he mentioned was the National Mustard Museum. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was right up there. You could see it. And even he goes, the National Mustard Museum, he goes, you can even get a mustard of the month. You can order a mustard of the month collection from them.
Yeah, he told us that, yeah.
Yeah. It was, dude, it was amazing. So I emailed Barry. He did not get back to me yet.
Oh, he's big time now. He ain't getting back to you.
Yeah. But here's what I figured. So 2 great things happened to him in the last couple of years. Number one, he was on our show, which was probably very amazing for him. Probably the most amazing thing that's ever physically happened to him. And then being mentioned on John Oliver, I'm guessing that those 2 things will probably make his business expand exponentially.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Got his 15 minutes.
Yeah. I talked to Pete, our buddy Pete, today.
Cool.
He listened to last week's show. He was halfway through, and he had to call me and tell me what a goof you are, Ted. Yeah. He goes,
which part?
No, he's halfway through, and he goes, I can't believe Mark. He goes, I stopped right now. He goes, I don't know what he said, 30-minute mark. He goes, I can't believe Mark hasn't killed Ted. He goes, does he kill Ted in the next 15 minutes? And I'm like, no, he does not kill Ted.
My
in
life
the next
insurance
15
is
minutes.
paid off until my birthday, so
Yeah.
I'm worth more dead than alive as of right now. So just FYI.
Well, no,
I'm not getting any of it. What do I
I
care?
might have named you as a beneficiary.
Yeah, right.
So Pete said, who works for the railroad, he said, he goes, he couldn't believe Ted couldn't understand that sending things by railroad was a jillion times cheaper than sending them by airplane.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like if you sell something by ocean freight cargo,
There you go, Pete.
it's
Just freaked
exponentially cheaper than like if you ship something overseas. If you send it through like ocean freight, I mean, it's going to take weeks to get there, but yeah, it's like exponentially cheaper.
Are you talking about sending things overseas via train?
No,
what
I
you're
think he's
saying?
by
You mean
by
the underground train that
Yeah.
with
I'm
Elon
talking
Musk
about
Elon Musk tunnel, deep tunnel?
But you said last week we were talking about sending things on a train, and you said why not just send it by plane?
Well, I mean, it's more expeditious, but of course it's cheaper to send stuff by train. Of course,
That's not
course.
not even remotely.
I've been
what
stuck
you
in
said.
a lot of freight trains. Trust me.
But
so I
but Teddy, but
Ted
he
spent
said
a lot of time on freight trains. Fucking
as a
hobo.
hobo.
yeah, he is a hobo.
Vagabond. You're a
dirty
vagabond.
Mike and the boys.
One of the things I heard Pete say is that it was kind of funny, and I made him repeat it. He said railroad cops, they call them cinder dicks
Never heard that term.
because the cinder from the trains.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you?
That's
cinder. I couldn't.
That's a railroad detective.
Yeah.
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 My grandfather's a railroad detective. I said that on the show. I said he was a railroad cop. He's actually a detective.
Yeah, because I know train robberies. They don't advertise as much, but there was a spate of train robberies in L.A. where like guys were jumping on trains to steal like Nike shoes and all that stuff for like it was like in the news for like a period of time.
Oh, was it? Is that why we talked about it last week?
Yeah, but I'm saying, it was jogging my memory. So I'm saying they don't talk about it much anymore. But I'm sure it's still
Jogging your
happening.
memory. We talked about it last week.
We talked
everyone
about
who's
so much
listening to
stuff.
the show right now, who any of our faithful listeners is asking themselves, Ted, I know that you talked about it last week, but you didn't know that
that's
you
the
talked
Ted
past.
there?
That's the past.
You are killing me. You are absolutely killing me. Okay, here, and we got some stuff from some people. A couple of people were asking this question this last week. Are there any movies that Ted hasn't seen that he doesn't like? So, Ted, are there any movies that you haven't seen that you can tell us that were no good and that you did not like?
Joker Part 2.
Yeah, because that
That's
was
it.
the
That's
thing.
his
That was
go-to.
the
That's
one.
the only one
yeah.
you can remember.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more out there that
you've never seen.
That I not only that I never see, that I never want to see,
that you don't like.
that I don't like, and I will never like.
Why did you bring up Honora?
Well, because you mentioned it, you put it in high regard. You said it's
No,
like a
I didn't do that. That was Scott Phillips.
yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
He
But
was
he
the
put it-
one that called it. He said it was going to win.
Yeah,
Best Picture.
and it did. Yeah,
right.
so he's a professional critic. So I mean, you think if anybody would have the inside track on that.
Yeah, and I think your nephew agreed with him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, he said it was awesome.
Okay.
Steven said it was awesome.
I
Okay.
wouldn't mind seeing that movie, by the way.
And here, if you want to get hate mail, I know the easiest way to do it.
Call yourself a Dogie employee.
Nope. Here's what you got to do. You have to say Manhattan clam chowder is actual clam chowder. Our listeners out east are not happy with us, me in particular, because you guys didn't really talk about it at all. I brought it up. Lots of people sent us stuff, but I think Roger from Boston summed it up best, and this is what he said. The only real chowder is New England clam chowder, and if you don't know that, you really are idiots.
Here, my favorite.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I would never. I don't like red chowder. I like the white chowder.
Come on, man. That
You know
is
who has the best?
Who?
Long John Silver's. Eat that, East Coast. Now
Dude,
we're
I
going to
love.
get some
I
real
love.
fucking
I love.
hate mail.
I love
Roger,
Long John
Roger.
Silver. I don't think they
You
exist
do?
anymore.
No, I don't think they do.
Roger and all the other people. He's kidding. He's kidding. He's kidding. Okay? And just so
I'm
everyone
kidding.
knows,
Arby's. I go to Arby's for my food.
yeah, I am saying this officially, Manhattan clam chowder is dead to me. So there you go, Raj, and everybody else who was sending me all that hate mail.
No, I mean you had it coming, so I could see that.
Dude, I mean,
Dude, you
dude,
piss
now-
off the East Coast. It's
What
it's
the
on.
fuck, man? I almost said it's just soup.
Yeah.
No, it's not just soup. It's the most important thing on the face of the earth.
Probably a lot of Philadelphia Eagles fans. They're a little bit,
No one used
Testy.
the C word. No single person used the C word
So you heard
to
about.
describe
So
me.
you heard about. You heard about that guy. So it went viral. So I guess there's a guy at an Eagles game who was like berating. Well, I mean, saying this is
Yeah, Ted, we talked about
we
this
did?
3 weeks ago.
okay.
Yeah.
Unplug that.
No, but I'm saying he lost his job, obviously, because
Yeah,
he
he
went
lost
on
his
this.
job.
Yeah, but it turned out he was like a consultant, like he kind of had like a high end job, but he, for some reason he transformed into this Neanderthal caveman
All right,
because
stop,
somebody was
stop,
wearing
stop.
another
Ted,
jersey to game.
Ted,
It's
you know what?
crazy.
You know why people are turning the show off right now? Because it's like this is a rerun. This is a rerun. Ted's talking about everything they've already talked about. Is there going to be anything new?
This is from our new listeners, not our existing listeners. Love you all, by the way. So We're all
If this is
we're all
the
inclusive.
first show-
We're all
if this is the
inclusive here.
first show anyone's listening to, it'll be the last show. I guarantee you. Was it 161, 162? It'd be like, that's it.
Oh, that's right. Turn on a true crime podcast.
You know, there's some people that are saying that watching those things on TV and listening to those things is messing with you. It's kind of a psychosis.
So a guy, another
you're obsessed with that
another
stuff.
criminologist supposedly just definitively identified who Jack the Ripper is through allegedly DNA that was left at the crime scene, and they identified him as, of course, a mentally ill man who was a butcher by trade, who obviously has some anatomical knowledge. And now that we know that, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to find his grave wherever he is
It's not true, though.
and take 2 pisses on it instead of 1?
It's not true.
Why would
what are we gonna
I
do?
take one?
Yeah,
I mean,
one for the commandant, one for the Corps. I guess the Corps don't get theirs, So
is that
Full Metal
is this
Jacket?
some sort of? Oh, okay, yeah. He's only seen 3 movies, so it's all the lines. I think I figured this
Full
out.
Metal Jacket,
Yeah, I think I figured this
Heartbreak Ridge.
out. Yeah, he's seen 3 movies,
Tropic
and
Thunder.
he knows all.
Tropic
all the
Thunder.
words.
2 out of 3 are Clint Eastwood movies, right?
Unforgiven.
You haven't seen Unforgiven.
Yeah, I saw Unforgiven.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's a while ago. Actually, that was a good movie. And Gene Hackman just recently passed away along with his wife.
Actually, he didn't recently pass away.
Yeah.
I guess he passed away like 3 weeks ago.
But then his
They
wife,
just found him.
but then his wife, who was in good shape, she was only 64 years old. She passed away at the same time. So there,
And the dog.
that's the big. Well, the dog was trapped in a kennel, and it couldn't get out of the kennel, so it died of dehydration.
So that dog could, if the dog. Now listen here,
Because there were 2 other dogs on the property that
Yeah.
were fine.
Yeah, because it could have eaten Gene Hackman. If that dog wasn't in a box, it
Yeah.
could have eaten Gene Hackman, his wife, and lived.
There's nothing left of him. He was pretty skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they showed a picture of him last year walking around. He looked very frail.
And you know what I saw? You know what I saw that was really weird? They showed a video of his 2 sisters or something, and they show a video, and then the caption is, "They're just walking around laughing the day after Gene Hackman is dead," and they show that video, and I'm like, okay, first of all, you're not going to cry for 24 hours. At some point,
Yeah,
the
man's 95 years old.
right.
It's
right.
not like he's 25.
It's daughters or sisters or something. And
Yeah,
I'm just like,
it's ridiculous,
it's like, okay, so if you catch someone at any point within a day
Yeah.
of someone important's death,
Yeah.
and you see them smiling or
Yeah.
enjoying themselves, they should immediately go to hell.
And who knows? Maybe they've been estranged from him for years. Who knows what their relationship is? But the real mystery is the wife's passing away because, like I said, she was by all means pretty healthy and in good shape. So that's the main mystery.
I'm
It's like,
guessing-
why did the wife pass away?
no, I'm
Some-
guessing if
something happened because here's the facts. She was in the kitchen, or he was in the kitchen. She was in the bathroom. The dog was in the closet. The front door was open. So they weren't all they were all dead in different rooms. So it
Oh,
wasn't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and the door was ajar. That's how.
Yeah. Well, there's some.
And then now they're saying that they've been dead for 9 days prior to that.
Well,
day of them
Gene
finding.
Hackman, I didn't know he had a pacemaker, but they said the pacemaker stopped like 9 days before he was found. But then the mystery with her is like, did she go into the bathroom try to get his pills, his medication? Because like, say he
What she fell
and
down.
she like hit her head. I mean,
Sorry,
come
I'm
on,
not laughing.
Who
I'm
does?
not
But I'm saying,
laughing.
I mean, think of the odds of that happening. Like,
What are
you're
the odds
you're trying to
of
get pills for your husband who's in medical distress, and you fall down and hit your head, and you die too. Come on, it's just
fell on
oh
the
my
dog
God.
and killed the dog.
the dog
Oh
was
my
in a
God.
kennel. No, it's like the Dominican. When you read the stories about people who die.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I don't think the dog was in a cage.
It was in a kennel and it couldn't get out. That's what I heard. But here's the thing: you hear
don't
about the
care.
stories about people in the Dominican Republic, like young people, like in their 40s, and they're both dead in their hotel room. And then the official cause of death: natural causes. They both passed away in their bed of natural causes, not alcohol poisoning, because alcohol out there is unregulated, or carbon monoxide leaks because that shit's dangerous.
Carbon
out
monoxide is unregulated too.
there. Yeah,
in those
Yes.
countries.
Well, in
Those
in
countries.
those countries, yeah.
In those
so.
countries. All right, we got to get going with this. This is the Real Three Idiots podcast, and happy National Grammar Day. And no offense, but this is not the day for you two. You two are not grammarists.
ER or AR?
AR.
Okay.
What's
mind.
Is that a Kelsey Grammar? Happy National Kelsey Grammar Day. Let me do this. If you enjoy this episode, if you learned something today, please consider following the show, subscribing to your favorite podcast platform, or leaving a 5-star review. Leave a 6-star review. I'm going to start doing that. Just leave a 6. Go. It's one more than 5. It's
Exceed
6.
expectations.
Yeah. This helps the podcast more than I can say. This allows us to reach more and more people, and that would mean the world to us. Also, visit our website at voteforted.com. That's FORE. Or just Google the Real 3 Idiots podcast. All right, Teddy. We have a I think this is a very interesting tip today.
Yeah, I read the tip and I was mildly amused by it.
Okay. So
Mildly amused?
this is unique for any tip. You've actually pre-read it.
Yeah, I mean like 5 minutes ago. So it was pre-read. So
Well, we started the show 17 minutes ago, so instead of being part of the show, you were reading the tip.
Yeah.
Is your job that important? Like, are you that busy?
My pacemaker didn't stop 17 minutes ago. I'm still here.
Yeah,
It's okay.
but is your job that busy that you don't check your phone? I
did-
feel
no,
like
I
I
did
feel
check
like you
it.
check your phone constantly when we're out. I feel like you do the same thing when you're at work. How do you miss the text? That
Well,
I
there's so
sent?
much slapstick going back and forth. It just gets lost in translation. You know what I mean? It's like so much good cop, bad stuff going on. I
told you.
I can't keep
You
up.
told him
No,
no.
I told you that
I sent too many
5
texts.
years ago. We need a different way to communicate besides the same chain of text that.
I saw the tip. It's okay. I saw the tip.
Well,
I glanced at it.
I mean, I don't know. Smoke signals? I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. I don't want to have.
Listen, I don't know how to communicate with him either.
it was
so
a
it's
simple
not-
tip.
it's not-
I'll
I'm
get to it.
I'm just saying.
I saw the tip.
All right, Mark, you have a song?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do our sponsor first. Ted's tip is brought to you by Charlie's Little Ball in the Spray Paint Can. Yep, we make that. And without us, you couldn't spray paint cheater on your boyfriend's car, draw a penis on your school, or turn your dog into a panda. The next time you grab a can of spray paint, remember, it doesn't work without Charlie's Little Ball in the Spray Paint Can. I never even thought about that. Yeah, no, I never thought about that. It's got to be done. All right, Mark, hit us with your song, please.
Teddy's tips aren't far away, sitting in his old sweatpants. Ted tips the world on which way, just because Matt asked him to. Like no two on other tips, simple Ted is simple Ted. There's no end to what Ted'll tip, just because Matt asked him to. Let the world call Ted a fool, but if tips are right with me and you, that's all that matters, and Ted'll do anything Matt asks him to.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
If that was...
Little Waylon Jennings, baby.
I was going to say, is that Rawhide? I thought that was Rawhide for a second.
Waylon Jennings. Okay, I could not come up with the guy. I was thinking Charlie something.
Charlie Pride.
Charlie Pride. That's what I was thinking. Charlie Pride.
Walk tough.
Yeah. And now Ted's not going to do anything I say because we're going on vacation. Hold on. We're going on vacation to Arizona, and I'm going to be on a plane with him, and I don't want that connotation. I don't want,
I'm gonna try to be as unconscious as quickly as possible, so you won't have any dealings with me during that plane ride. Assuming we're even sitting together. Oh, do you want to do this? You hear the new thing about the plane? So people get on the plane, and one person buys an upgrade, and then they try to slut shame the other person into changing seats with them. Like, will you trade seats?
Ted,
so I,
I would
next to my
change seats
spouse?
away from you. My goal would be, listen,
A middle seat near the bathroom. Got it.
ma'am, this is a first class seat. You could sit here. I'll go sit in the back of the plane in the middle between the two fat people, but you have to sit next to Ted. And they would probably be tricked. They'd be like, first class. And then they would say to themselves, why? Why is he doing that? Yeah. All right. Teddy, are you ready for your tip?
Yes.
All right. Ted, I need your help. I need to buy a new car. Mine is beyond saving. What car do you think would impress the ladies the most? I want to let them know I'm doing well and I like nice things. I want them to know I'm successful when I drive by. Jerry, 28, Washington, D.C., and he adds, I watched the video of the hot pepper guy. What he does isn't human. So
Okay,
I'm guessing he listened to whatever that show was. That 4 shows ago?
Yeah.
And then if you saw that video of him eating,
It's crazy.
It's
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not, I told you it's not. It's not human. I mean,
not
it's human, but I mean, obviously, he's wired differently. So
well, you might be. You know what? He might be a genetic freak, and I didn't even think about this. He might not even be human. Did we ever even ask him that? I mean, it's a trick
he
question.
might be from Area 51 for all we know.
Well, I think
We
Ted
don't
said
know.
it best
52.
when, we don't know. There might be another guy that doesn't have a chance to eat the peppers.
Who
Somewhere like
could
in
eat
India.
200
Is in the
who could
Himalayas.
eat them, but
Yeah.
he just haven't been discovered yet.
because he hasn't landed on the planet yet. Yeah, he hasn't landed. All right,
He's
Teddy,
predisposed.
help Jerry out with his new car purchase.
So this reminds me of a old joke I once heard, where an old man, Jerry, this is for you. This reminds me of an old joke. An old man and his smoking hot fiancee go to a jewelry store, and he goes, "Honey, pick out any ring you want." So she picks a $40,000 engagement ring. He writes a check, and then they go off. And then so basically the jeweler calls him on Monday and says, "Hey, the check just bounced. What the hell?" And the old man said, "But I had a hell of a great weekend."
I don't know why I'm laughing. I have no idea why I'm laughing.
Anyway, I guess if you're superficially trying to impress a woman, which I'm assuming is what your question is, I guess you can go with the usual suspects. Cadillac
Wait a minute. Okay, here. You drive a piece of shit Honda Fit with 200,000 miles on it.
190.
What year is it?
2009.
2009
Yeah.
Honda Fit.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
With 150,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
If a girl watched you get out of that car, or if a girl watched you
Stumble out of the car.
stumble out of the car, and Mark, you have a nice Cherokee, right?
Grand Cherokee.
Grand Cherokee. If a woman saw you get out of your car and Mark's car, she would have a connotation of some sort about the person, wouldn't she?
Yeah, I guess if she's somewhat superficial, which I mean, we're all materialistic in some way. I guess I'm assuming that she'd probably more lean toward Mark. But then let's just say she saw me get out of a 2009 Honda Fit and walk into an 8-bedroom mansion with a U-shaped driveway. That might give her a moment of pause, even though I'm just renting.
She would.
it.
You know what she would say? Why is that fucking idiot driving around in a piece of shit Honda
He
Fit?
just- he just
So
kidnapped-
that would be actually
She
worse.
would say, "Why is the cleaning lady getting out of a Honda Fit?"
He just kidnapped the homeowners. Why is he? I think he's squatting here. I'm squatting.
that guy doesn't live here. What's he doing inside that house? That's what she would think, honestly. But
Look at
okay,
his
go ahead.
sweatpants.
Yeah. So long story short, well, a lot of rich people
Designer
dress down.
sweatpants.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I guess if you think in your mind that you're going to impress the ladies by driving a high-end car, and here's actually a good tip for you. So let's just say, regardless of where
what he's here for.
I'll give you a list of the cars, but let's just say you throw all caution to the wind and you're just going to get the highest end car you can get. My advice to you is get a 4-year lease. Lease a car, because that way if you have to file bankruptcy, you get to keep the car, because technically a leased car has no value. So that's actually the main tip. So that being said, if you want to just
so if you're going balls out,
if
and
you
you're
just
going to
wanna
piss away all your
just
money,
piss it away. If you just know like you have a $3,000 a month car payment, yeah, go get a Cadillac Escalade all tricked out, get a Bentley Ghost, get an Alfa Romeo, get a Maserati.
Ted, I think he's thinking about a real car.
Yeah.
He doesn't say he's a billionaire.
Okay.
What kind of? I think he's asking what kind of real car could he get?
Okay, a decent car. Honestly, get a nice Nissan Altima. Get a Toyota RAV4.
I shouldn't laugh if our
Toyota
guest
RAV4.
if our guest this week has a Nissan Altima,
Because I want to get one.
He's going to get mad.
I might want to get
For
one.
all intents and
I want to get one.
For all intents and purposes, though, you're not going to impress the ladies with a Nissan.
Oh, okay.
Nissan Altima.
A full-size pickup truck with a Hemi engine.
You know
Okay.
what the better question would have been, Ted?
Dodge
what
Challenger.
should I buy?
Dodge Challenger, Dodge Hellcat. Obviously like a muscle car, a 2-door coupe.
That's going to impress a lady.
Shows that you're single, right? You like fast cars. You live on the edge. You're kind of dangerous, right? Women like the danger. Yeah, they like the guy who's a little bit dangerous,
Okay.
right? Not too dangerous. Not
Okay,
like
now you're talking.
Not like kidnap me and restrain me dangerous. Just more like I got not like teardrop under my eye and spiderweb tattoo on the elbow dangerous. Just just a little dangerous.
Ted, would you put those testicles into the trailer hitch, plug, hanging off the back?
Absolutely.
Would you do? Okay.
Yeah.
What would you have? All right. So you're saying a fast car.
Like a Dodge Challenger or Dodge Hellcat or whatever.
Funny thing is, I thought you were going to say like a classy car, but I kind of like that concept. All right, what do you have? So Jerry, what does Jerry put down? What does Jerry put on his rearview mirror?
Ooh, picture of his mother. Because you know why? Because women like that shit. Because it's like a dual. It's dual because you got the edgy car, right? So you're a little bit of a bad boy, but you love your mother.
What are you talking about? You're going to hang a picture of her from the rearview mirror.
Yeah,
That's what he's talking about.
just like, or you on your mother's lap when you were a little kid, just something nostalgic. But I mean,
oh
when you
God,
think,
I just got so
that?
creepy.
Psychologically,
I don't know anybody in the whole world that hangs a picture from the rearview mirror.
Are you talking about from
Have you ever seen that?
I mean,
not the rearview mirror,
no,
like
I've never seen that.
like the mirror in front, like
instead
of like a
mirror.
so instead of like a
photograph.
Yeah,
well, I was thinking fuzzy dice, but okay.
Yeah, fuzzy dice. That's outdated. Yeah, I mean something that tells a woman, something that tells a woman like I'm dangerous, but not that dangerous. So you want to kind of give them. Yeah.
And what was? I'm sorry, not wrap you up in a towel, not
like zip tie, not like zip tie you,
throw you in
and
my basement. Dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, let me rattle off the cars he mentioned. He mentioned a pickup truck, an Escalade, a Bentley, a Nissan Altima. You went every fucking make and model.
When he asked me for something practical,
he should have said, Ted, what would you get to impress the ladies, and do the opposite. That's what you should do.
Okay. Like
ask Ted the question and just do the opposite.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If me personally,
your answer was Nissan Altima.
No,
what would Ted do
for a practical car? I'm just saying for a practical car. Yeah, like a full size brand new Nissan Altima or like Honda.
Yeah, but that's not going to impress a lady.
How about just an entry level BMW? How about a 325i?
Yeah, you know.
There you go, a BMW.
Yeah,
they would think, this is a brand new BMW.
Yeah,
girls don't know that. And actually, that's Mercedes, an entry level fucking.
And Mercedes
same
is cheap.
As a
yeah,
Passat.
And actually, the Mercedes C class is the cheapest class, or E class is the cheapest, and even like a Jaguar is not that expensive. So yeah, you can get like a car that looks high end that's not really that high end. Like Mercedes really isn't that expensive. Like a new used Mercedes.
How do you know?
Did you say a new used Mercedes?
Yeah.
Did you say those words together? A new used Mercedes?
Yeah, like something from 2022.
What's MSRP on a C class? Their entry level.
Oh, I'm gonna say like
just
the 30s?
a two-door.
The 30s? The 30s?
30s?
I don't know.
Ted, you can't buy a Honda.
He's right.
In the Is he really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, Mercedes. Yeah, you can get one.
Well, now with all the tariffs, coming out,
you can get a brand new Mercedes for
like
30.
An entry level, like
entry
35,
level,
32, 35
like
grand. Same thing with the BMW.
All right,
so
hold on a second. I our guest is here, and I'm going to ask him, Steve, if you were impressing the ladies, would you go with a Nissan Altima? Is that I got to ask you?
No. Definitely not.
Definitely not.
The Mercedes, the ladies like the Mercedes.
Yeah.
They don't like the BMW. They want a car they want to drive. Because when they see the guy with the Mercedes, then they're thinking, I'm going to be driving that car.
That's
true.
true.
That's what happens.
Because that's your future ex-wife. I know. They're going to have that guy.
You know what?
Good call.
I've seen it a million times.
Oh, man. You know what? That is awesome.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Buy the car that they would want to drive.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're going to. Yeah.
All right, Steve.
If they want to have a family, you drive a van. You know.
Right.
Yeah. Let's find out what. Actually, let's find out what Kevin. Let's find out what Kevin Costner's ex-wife is driving.
Well, yeah.
And then just get that same car.
Oh no! You know what I was thinking? I was thinking, Steve, can you be here on Tuesdays around 6:15 every Tuesday to help out? Because you seem, once again, like most of our guests, you seem more knowledgeable than Ted.
Yeah, he's a little young. He'll figure it out.
A little young. Oh man,
Yeah.
Ted, how old are you? I know you look like you're 30, but how old are you in real life?
I'm 36.
No, you're not. Don't. You know what? Don't lie to people. How old are you?
Okay, I'm 42.
What the fuck is
You know
wrong
what?
with
Why are you? Why can't you just say your age?
Why would you ask somebody their age? Do you ask women her age or her weight?
Yes.
Why don't you ask them both?
Yes.
Why don't you ask them how much Cheetos they had today? Why don't you just do that and get it over with?
If I have to ask a woman how many Cheetos she's had, I don't need to ask a woman how many Cheetos she's had.
How much Ben and Jerry's ice cream points have you eaten in the last week?
All right. You know what? Let's get to this. Our guest this week is Steve Williams, the CEO, and you're going to love this, of PFC, which is the Pillow Fighting Championship. Steve, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
You say that like it's a big deal. It's I'm not lucky me. I'm the I'm the pillow boss, and I'm not sure if that's a great thing or not. But it's never a dull moment. So
Yeah,
So-
are you kidding me? I mean, first of all, you're in charge of a sport, all right? Because as far as I can tell, there are no other pillow fighting leagues
yeah.
anywhere in the world. Okay, so that is pretty cool. Now, I do have to ask you this: International Pillow Fight Day is the first Saturday in April, and that's April 5th this year. Are
Yep.
you guys doing something huge to celebrate International Pillow Fighting Day?
yeah, we are actually. This is we're working on now. We've got IKEA reached out to us, and they invited us to go to Paris to put on a pillow fight at their Italy Do mall. It's a big kind of mega mall that's owned by the Inkbar Group, which is the parent company of IKEA. So we're going to have a big fight there all day. It'll be an immersive event. And we've got 8 Paris-based fighters, a couple of our American pros, and we're going to have a tournament. So it's going to be amazing.
Oh my God, that sounds totally awesome!
Yeah.
And I love. Here's the funny thing: my daughter just bought her kitchen cabinets from IKEA. Wild.
Interesting.
All right,
Going to
so
get you some free ones.
That's a heck of a sponsor.
damn it! Oh, I didn't even think of that. Okay, now let me ask you this: with International Pillow Fighting Day coming up, am I allowed on that day to legally hit anyone I want with a pillow with no repercussions?
None. Hey, you got to use our PFC pillows. Those
Yes.
special ones with the handle on it, and they make the bang noise when they hit.
Okay,
Not the normal bedroom pillow.
those are awesome, and that's cool because there's a kid every day who's waiting for his bus, some little kid, and every day he gives me a dirty look, and I just want to walk up to him, blast him with a pillow.
Here, I have
really
I have
do.
a question about the pillows themselves. What's the material, the outside of the pillow?
Yeah, the outside is actually it's a sailcloth for sailboats, and it's coated. It's a ripstop nylon. It's a certain thickness, and it's coated. Has a little plastic coating on it.
Okay.
It's very interesting because when it hits, you think plastic coating might burn. It's whizzing by, 100 miles an hour, hits your
Right.
face, but it doesn't burn at all. And but it makes the pillow itself kind of airproof, so it turns it into a little bit of a drum. So you're sort of beating a drum on somebody's face with the pillow. It makes this bang noise.
That's actually really smart because when I'm watching the fights on TV, I can't. They look like they would hurt, like they would scratch you, and exactly what you say, like burn and scratch and everything, because it doesn't. You can't get a feel for what the material is. But now that I'm looking at it, that makes a lot of sense. That's actually so it cuts through the wind, and you get all the power, and nice.
All right,
Yeah, it's got the straps on it. It's a 2-pound pillow. If you get a good kind of a solid whack on your face, it doesn't sort of. It's a sort of a skin deep thing, but it's a stunning. It's sort of a stun feel.
Yeah.
If it whizzes by your face where it sort of skims your skin, now you're going to get a little bit of a sort of not a scratch, but it'll make your face a little bit red. It'll give a little bit of a sting, but it's over instantaneously.
That's why I see a lot of the fighters, rather than try and outrun something that's coming, they do the block, right? They block with their arm.
Yeah.
They're trying to block it with their
That's
arm
right.
because there's no
Yeah, it's interesting, right? You could block with let's say if you're right-handed, your pillow's here, so you can't really block with that because that's your offense, and then your defense is on your left hand. But when we get fighters where you get a righty fighting a lefty, you kind of have this open area on both of them, or only really the 360s are the most effective. But yeah, it's
well,
it's a-
yeah, Rocky showed us that, right? If you go southpaw, Rocky showed us that. Now we're talking
That's
about
right.
these fights, and I people have to be able to picture this. These people are in a ring, dressed like boxers, and hitting each other with these heavy pillows. I mean, this is a real, actual fight. It's not like you're in a bar and you're in a little square
No.
and you're knocking each other around. I mean, just kind of describe for these people what's happening in one of these fights.
Oh yeah, so well, what it is. It's you look at a boxing match or even MMA. Sometimes the last 10 or 15 seconds, when they hit those sticks, the first part of the fight could be not much going on, but when those sticks hit, it's go time. We get that for the entire 90 seconds of our rounds are 90 seconds long, so you're not worried about getting knocked out. You got to score the points. You got 90 seconds to do it. And so you have a lot more offense than you would have in any kind of a boxing or a MMA match. You're just not worried about getting knocked out. But it's all about points. So you still need to have your defense there and score as many of your offensive points. But the fight, because it's a pillow fight and the fighters know they're not going to get hurt. They're a little looser, right? The personality is more loose. They're having more fun. The crowd gets more into it. It's not so. Everybody's not so uptight. I don't know if you guys ever been to a boxing match or an MMA match before.
Boxing match, yeah.
You walk. Look, if you're a spectator, you walk in the door, and all the spectators are walking around acting like they're going to be in the ring. They're all jacked up, and the biceps are out, and they're looking at each other. Yeah, I'm a tough guy. I'm at a boxing match, and it's got that thing to it. We don't have that. Everybody's disarmed and having a good time.
Well, yeah,
So
and they also score points through some, antics and everything, right? Performance, they get points for that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of fooling around, so it tends to be fun,
All right, so let's go in the Wayback Machine. Take us back to the idea take us back to how you come up with the idea to start this and sink some dough in it, because you're $5 million into this. Am I right with that number? Is that about the number that you're?
Yeah, it's about five. It's about five. It's a heavy number, because I'll tell you that when I started it, when I started it, I was working on a concept for an MMA club called Fight Truck, and we were going to have. I developed. I have a patent on a mobile classical stage. It's called Fight Truck. Go to fighttruck.com and see it. It's really cool. There's a video there, but it's a transformer, and this was going to be a weekly show. It would go city to city, somewhere USA, different town, different city, somewhere USA, different fight, and the champion would ride in on Fight Truck. The challenger would come in on a obviously sponsored car, Ford or Tesla, whatever. The Fight Truck would unfold the transformer. That's a big part of the show. Is actually the truck itself. It's a really cool looking semi, all lit up, and the truck would come alive as it's rolling through town, and people would be following it, because there's 150 seats in that Fight Truck when it unfolds, and it unfold like a Tesla rocket. It was really cool. So my brother came in and he says, "Hey, this is a really cool concept," but he goes, "You got a problem, MMA." There's 100 MMA clubs in the U.S. None of them are making money. Sponsors are hard to come by. How do you go up against UFC? They're the king. Why don't you do something no one's doing? He's like pillow fighting. Why don't you do like pillow fighting? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? It's like, this is stupidest, dumbest idea I ever heard. But I sort of go at it, with business ideas. She's actually on the left and I'm more on the right, and so we'll go at it sort of politically, but we're still brothers and we still get along. And it's like, first a stupid idea. I wanted to punch him. It was a really stupid idea. And it did, but anyway, at this point, is it stupid? It's just stupid. It hasn't made money for us yet, right? It's not a profitable business. So when I look at this business, I'm like 5 years into it, $5 million, it's stupid, right? Although it's gone around the world. We've got now licensees in India, Poland, Nigeria, Ghana.
Wow.
Working on Lebanon. There are 10 other countries as well. So I'm actually in Brazil now. We created a federation in Brazil. There's fights here on TV. Actually inside a MMA club, a national MMA show twice a month. We've got a pillow fight. We're doing one pillow fight each show, and it's on national TV in Brazil. So the sport's out there. We think it's going to be Olympic sport. So it's maybe someday.
Wait! Whoa! You think this is going to be you want this to be an Olympic sport?
Oh yeah. We think it will be an Olympic sport. I mean, kids. First of all, it's the only sport in the world that anybody's ever actually played. I mean, everybody they haven't played our form of pillow fighting, but they've, you guys all grew up, probably 100 times,
100%.
beating
Oh,
the
yeah.
crap out of each
last
other,
week, last week Ted and I had a pillow fight. But
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Actually, for a bonus round, we should do the rat
there's a
tail.
lot of sports out there, but not everybody have played all those sports, So, pickleball and all these other things. It's pillow fighting. So
I would watch.
It made sense.
Yeah, I would watch pillow fighting. 10,000 hours of pillow
Instead of
fighting
breakdancing.
before 1 hour of pickleball.
I,
For 1 minute.
Yeah.
For the
of pickleball.
Remember the Olympics, like they had the breakdancing, the Olympics, and it was like that person Ray Gunn from Australia got panned
if they have
worldwide.
if they have breakdancing in the Olympics, pillow fighting makes sense. You guys were on ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, actually,
That's huge.
So we've been on ESPN a bunch. I mean, they actually. So we had this Ocho show. They call it Ocho, where all of ESPN around the world becomes the Ocho for 24 hours, and we were the top sport back in 20. We did that show August 23, and they play it about twice a month on ESPN News on a Saturday or Sunday, where everybody's hanging out at bars, and so we get massive amount of exposure. Which is where Dana White saw our show just before the UFC fight when he was in Australia a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so let me get to that. So Dana White gets on a press conference at some point, and he says, I'm in Australia, and I'm watching, and I think these are his exact words, I'm watching this fucking TV, and what do I see? I see fucking pillow fighting on fucking TV.
It's genius.
Okay?
It's genius.
Yeah.
Now, that's everywhere.
It's genius.
And you challenge him. You challenge Dana White. You said his best 10 fighters against your best 10 pillow fighters for a $20 million match. You've lost your mind. Come on.
Yeah, well, the challenge was, get his fighters, and I didn't care if they were UFC fighters or power slappers, because he was comparing us to power slap. He thinks power slap is so much better than pillow fighting, and he it was a funny remark. I mean, I love Dana White. I mean, he's amazing, but he disparaged us. Although at this point we're so small, no such thing as bad publicity.
Right,
so,
right.
He queued that up, and it was perfect. So I just challenged him I said, look, we'll put up our sport. If we beat your guys, then you put up $20 million and you own part of PFC, and then we grow it together. And if you win, I'll shut it down. I made that bet because I got nothing to lose at this point. So, and I'm sure, and by the way, I'm sure we would win. There's no way his fighters would win. We have some of some of our fighters are UFC fighters.
See,
Stella Nunez is a strawweight. She's our, female champ. She's phenomenal.
I was going to say most of your fighters are MMA fighters and fighters in general, boxers, but like MMA fighters. And I have to be completely honest. When Matt talked about this at first, I was just like you when your brother mentioned it to you. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's stupid. I went on your website, fightpfc.com, watched some of the videos, learned about the rules, and I couldn't turn it off. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's not bullshit. It's, to me right now at this point in time, it's more interesting than MMA because it's different. And some of the moves and what they're doing with these bags, especially some of the knockdowns, you get 5 points for a knockdown, or you get points if you take somebody, if you unbalance them and hit them at the legs. The rules are interesting. The point system's interesting. And the concept is, to me right now, more interesting. And the fights are it's fucking pretty cool, man. It's not bad. That's why I'm enamored with the pillows. It's a great, you guys came up with a great pillow. The design is great. The way it straps, the way they use it, the material, the way it looks, and man, these guys and girls are taking some hits with it too. And then the knockdowns
it really
are pretty
looks
funny.
It really looks fierce, and so when you see that pillow whizzing by, that brightly neon blue colored pillow whizzing through the air, and it hits the guy in the head, and then his head moves, that tells you that it had some force, and it actually does have some force. I don't know if you saw that. There's one video on our Instagram page where I used the pillow and I hit one of those UFC punch machines, and it scored like 850, points,
Yeah. So
which is a pretty good score. And that was just like a one take. I didn't do that like over and over. I just walked up to this thing and someone was filming it, and I did it. And so it's got some force. I mean, it probably hits with 100 pounds of force, but the surface area of your face sort of spreads out the blow, so it doesn't hurt.
So, and one of the things, and the pillow is, you have to actually grip it, right? So you're gripping it. It's not strapped to your wrist or anything, right?
Yeah, there's 6 straps. So there's 3 straps on each side of the case, and then so it basically sort of makes 3 straps, and you have to hold all 3 of those. And there's 2 reasons you have to do that. First, you have to hold all 3 because it gives you more control. The lip of the pillowcase actually has this sort of a plastic sort of a runner inside that gives it a little rigidity. And but the second reason is that if you just hold the one strap, you could rip the strap, with the centrifugal force. You'll rip and basically break the pillow. So that those 3 straps prevent it from breaking. It gives you more control, and it also prevents you from kind of getting your hands sore, from whacking, taking your swings.
And that brings up my question. I didn't see enough fights to see if there's any guys or gals that switch hands too. Go from right to left, switch it up, like go right hand to southpaw.
Yeah, some people do that, but they generally only do that when their arm gets tired, and that is a big problem because they never have the control. They end up it's like throwing a baseball with your left hand. You look like a little girl when you swing it. So when they switch hands, man, that's when it's over.
oh man,
see that's a key, man. Somebody trains to be ambidextrous with that pillow, man. You got an advantage.
Yeah. There's some guys. Some guys hold it with 2 hands. So that's another one. I don't really like that because you don't have the kind of the range.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of range when you're holding. Now in that ESPN event, Kendall, we have this one really great fighter, Kendall. And she dislocated her shoulder in the middle of that, literally 30 seconds into the first round for the women's fight. And so you could see her sort of using her left hand. She tried to sort of, get away with it, and it didn't, obviously didn't work. And she sort of bowed out and lost that match.
And it is, I'm telling you right now, it is, the videos are absolutely amazing. I saw you swing that. You're a big guy. Okay, when you swung that thing and you hit that MMA thing, when you swung that pillow, I'm telling you right now, all I was thinking is this is not have 5 beers, get into the ring, and start messing around. This thing looked like it. I mean, if that thing hit me, I would start crying. I'm not lying to you. That thing, that is just awesome.
So is it possible to?
Yeah, it's funny. It doesn't hurt. I will tell you this. The biggest problem we have is people are scared of losing. Nobody wants to lose a pillow fight, especially you're talking about the shame factor of losing a pillow fight. Being an MMA fighter and training for 20 years, and then finally getting into the ring. And I'm a big fighter. I only do real fights, and then finally they get in the ring. It takes a real man or even a real woman to actually get in there and be comfortable with yourself, because there's a big I'll say there's a big shame factor, but it only comes from these idiots who just want to see somebody die, right? Yeah. They don't see somebody get their face broken or get CTE, then they're not happy. And there's a whole bunch of guys like that sitting on their couch that are not fighters, because actually the fighters really like PFC. The non-fighters are the ones that just want to see blood and the cockfights, and so that's sort of what we're fighting against. But actually, every year I'll say we get less and less abuse, and people are sort of growing up with the sport, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I like I kind of like this."
Okay, and you guys are in Florida. You guys are was it Boca Raton? Is that the right?
Yeah.
So
we're based in Boca. Yep.
So are you guys holding fights in Boca, like in that area, like on a regular basis?
Not really, Reg. We have fights. I'll tell you this: we've been a little bit slow lately, but there's a lot going on. We're basically trying to make the move to the big stage. And we got a few things lined up. We've got this big, this fight with IKEA. that's a big deal because they're a Fortune 100. UFC doesn't get Fortune 100 sponsors. We just got one. So that's a big deal. That sends a signal out to the other ones. So we're definitely a general audience type sport. We believe ultimately we're sucking, like we're way behind. We're definitely the underdog. But I think in the long run, we're gonna be, I don't say we're bigger, but we'll get Coke and Pepsi. We'll get those consumer brands will be happy to be in the ring with us, where they'd never get into UFC ring, and definitely not power slap.
Right. Oh God, that's horrible.
That is ridiculous.
But that's why I like this a lot, because you have the point system. You have 3 rounds, 90-second rounds. There's a minute in between rounds, and there's a lot of entertainment value to it. And no one's getting their brains bashed in. No one's going to die in your ring, but people are going to be entertained. And these are the most fit athletes in the world. These are all MMA fighters. Your athletes, men and women, are freaking incredible. And anybody, I mean, like you said, they're swinging those pillows nonstop. And in the last 30 seconds of the third round, it's insane. I mean, you can't swing that pillow if you're not in shape. And they all, I mean, you just look at them and they're in incredible shape. That's why I actually like this more than UFC. I thought UFC was a dead sport 5 years ago. I thought it was going to be done just because it's getting too over the top. And it seems to have like a resurgence. And you might be coming in at the right time. I mean, I think.
Yeah, I think we are. The weird thing is, why Dana White didn't actually take us up on the offer. The word we got is he doesn't want to talk about it. He never, he's got to be a tough guy all the time. He's tough. I do tough stuff. I mean,
he feels threatened.
I think he's worried that if he does then people are going to say you're getting soft or whatever. You know what I mean? It's but I can still keep getting into his face a little bit. And I got to tell you, this. Well, I'll tell you right now, we're going to have an event where it's going to be all my PFC fighters against all power slappers. Okay. I can get every one of them. Dana can't keep them from fighting. All these guys need to make money. They want to make money and they want to get in the PFC ring. I got a list of them. So I'll get all of his guys, all his champs in the ring, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do anything about it except watch it.
Wait,
he's going to say shit.
Is the slapping thing his too?
Yeah, power slap is.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, all right, I didn't know that.
All right, and I will tell you this: if you when you go to pfcfight.com, you guys have some awesome stuff on sale. Okay, there are. Listen, who wouldn't want to walk around the office with you've got a bunch of pillow fighting coffee mugs?
I want that.
Right? Walk into a bar with a pillow fighting T-shirt. I mean, the stuff that you guys have, the hats, the sweatshirts, that stuff is awesome.
Man, forget about all that.
Yeah.
The pillows, man.
Thank you.
$80, you get one of their official pillows. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, you need two, by the way. You need two.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You won't believe how many people we get to buy one pillow.
Can you just sleep with that pillow?
With one pillow?
Is that a sleeping? Is that a sleeping pillow? You put
doesn't make sense.
You can hug one, and then you could actually sleep on one.
And by the way, all the stuff on there, we kind of priced it really low. We want to see, people buy it. We're not trying to make money on it.
It's reasonable.
So
yeah, it's very.
Coffee
reasonable.
mugs are like $15.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, listen. I'm telling you right now, that stuff. I looked through it. That stuff is absolutely.
No, yeah, the T-shirts are $20.
That's very reasonable.
Yeah.
So I just have one question, sir. So my question is, when you found out that the pillow fighting was a viable option, what steakhouse did you take your brother to when you apologized to him when he came up with that idea? That's all I want to know. Was it Roots Chris? Was it Roots Chris or somewhere else?
I haven't apologized to him yet. Maybe someday when we actually make some money on this thing.
Of course.
I tell you, we had an offer from Triller to buy it for $20 million. 6 months after we started it, and we accepted it, but it had an 8-month timer on it. They were trying to go public. The market crashed. The Ukraine war started, and everything went to hell. So we kind of waited around for that deal to happen, and it never happened. So it expired, and then there goes our $20 million pipe dream.
Yep.
So then I just start okay, let's go back to work and start pumping in, and then we got the ESPN deal. And by the way, we got another ESPN. We're going to be on ESPN next Ocho. It's actually August 1st, and we're going to have a 4-part tournament series on ESPN prior to that, and then we'll have the the Ocho event on the 1st, which will be prime time. It'll be 8 o'clock on Friday night, August 1st.
Nice.
Awesome.
Listen, when you got to get a Netflix thing. That's what that's when you've hit the big time. When you get a Netflix documentary about pillow fighting, that's when you guys are like the home run.
We're waiting on. We've signed a few deals. We had 4 months after I started, we signed a deal with Kevin Heartbeat. They were going to do Celebrity Comedy Pillow Fight Championship.
Whoa! Good idea.
But the studios were all full of COVID content. They had overbought content from COVID, and this was at the beginning of the end of COVID, and so they couldn't get a buyer for it. Netflix wasn't buying anything. Then we did the Triller deal 2 months after that. Then we did about a year ago, we did another deal with Sean Perry. Sean Perry's the guy that brought WWE to Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
He's a mega agent. And then now we're actually dealing with one of the VPs who used to be at Heartbeat, the guy, my main contact there, Kevin Healy, on another big deal. So that one I can't talk about, but that's going to be a big fight in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia this summer. Actually, should be in August.
That is, Steve.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Steve, that is awesome. Listen, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, Steve.
Oh man, I am super stoked about this. And if you guys are ever in Chicago, we are absolutely in.
I want to see it. I want to see a show.
Yeah, it's a blast.
I want to see a match. I should.
Yeah,
say.
if you guys do something here, we're absolutely in. But yeah, thank you so much for being on, and we wish you all the best. And I hope you take down Dana White. I really do.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Steve.
sir.
All right,
Thank
Steve.
you. Thank you.
All
Thanks
right,
so
guys.
much,
Thanks for
man.
having
Take
me
care.
on.
All right. Be well.
Appreciate it.
Man. Okay.
I'm legitimately, when I watch these fights, I'm entertained.
Yeah.
I'm entertained, and I'm not kidding you. I like it better than UFC right now.
So the one of the first fights I watch, the video on YouTube, the guy takes one step out of his corner, does like
the 360,
the 360 flip.
Oh,
thing,
no, he did a flip. Yeah, I saw that.
Like
yeah.
Matrix thing. Stops, pauses, and then like whammo, just nails this dude. And I'm just
and got some points and got a lot of points for that. I'm sure.
Yeah. And immediately the first thing I do is I go like this. I went, oh damn, that's cool.
So I didn't want to ask him. I didn't get a chance to ask him, but I know I've seen people get like I was watching Mark watch the videos of that. I saw people get knocked down. Has anyone ever been knocked out by a pillow? I mean, is that possible?
No, I didn't. So when I look through it, no one's ever been actually knocked down because you
No,
can't
they've been
like,
knocked down.
Yeah, but not,
You lose your
not like knocked out.
lose your balance.
Nobody's knocked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can't like run at somebody
Right.
and like take your fist and
Yeah.
smack. You have to hit. There's a certain set of rules.
I'm assuming they take points away. Like if you actually like use the pillow as like a boxing glove
yeah.
and actually punch them with it. Yeah,
So
that's
it's a 1-3-5 system. So one, you get a point for hitting somebody in the head.
Right.
You get 3 points for a 360, like a roundhouse hit, and only hits to the head count. No
really?
body shots count.
Really?
And if you hit somebody, if they try and block the hit with the pillow, you get a point for that too.
Okay.
So it encourages you to block with your free arm, not the pillow. So if the pillow's in front of their face and you hit the pillow, you still get a point for that. And then the big point is five points if you knock somebody down. And then if you hit somebody, like you could do leg blows.
Sure.
And if
like a leg sweep.
and
Yeah.
if they become unbalanced, you get 3 points for that.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting. And then they're also, he didn't mention this, but they also get a point. They get points added to them for theatrics.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a grandiose
Kind
thing that goes along with it.
like the Savannah Bananas thing. It's a sport,
Yeah.
but there's an entertainment within the sport.
And it's like,
you know what,
yeah.
Ted? That's a great analogy. It's where Savannah Bananas are baseball with flair. Yeah. This is kind of boxing, fighting with flair.
Because
fight sport, yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, you're doing a backflip and catching a ball in the center field. I mean, I'd like to see a Major League Baseball player do that.
I
to be honest
wanted to
with you,
say
man.
something to Steve, and I hope he might be listening, or he's going to listen to the show later. But the market to tap into, and he's got so many great contacts and people reaching out to him, and vice versa.
Right.
The real like grassroots point of interest is going to be colleges, universities. They watch these UFC fights like crazy, and my pulse is my fingers on the pulse because I have two boys in two different big universities, right? And I've been to their frat houses. I see what they're into. This is something that they would take to the next level because it's actually something that they could do. They could go and buy these fucking pillows and have these fights because no one's going to get killed. Because you're not allowed to grab. You're not allowed to push. You can't use any body weight or anything like that. You have to use the pillow. And if they abide by those rules, I know they're going to be drunk, but if they abide by those rules, they can actually do this. Anybody can do this. Not anybody can just say, hey, let's go fight. You know.
Well, that's what I was looking at. It's one of the things I was thinking. I'm like, do they do it? Do they do their fights by weight class or how many bears they've had?
Well, I mean,
in college,
but actually, the genius thing about this, like I said, the barrier for entry, like Mark was mentioning, is more accessible because you're not going to die. You know, so if you're like a reasonable athlete, you know, who's well coordinated, you can get into this. You know,
I don't even think you have to be. I mean,
it seems like it's more easier. To
you're
going to
get tired if you go 90. Yeah.
Well, you have to train for it, but the point is, it's more accessible than any other major sport.
Oh, right. Just like he said, the people that go to UFC fights are goofs that want to see blood.
Yes.
The people that go to these things are people that want to have a good time.
And plus it lasts longer too because like a UFC fight, it could be over in 30. I mean, you could have a main event that's over in 30 seconds where you know this one's going to go the distance probably every time, right? So you're going to get
going to go 15 every round.
You're going to get the maximum amount
of entertainment.
Well, you remember that
maximum amount of entertainment.
You and I were at a bar to watch the world champion UFC fight, and we walk in, we're there. We didn't know what we was going to think. Would the fight last? 35 seconds?
Yeah, I mean it was over.
35 seconds, it was over.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's okay. That's cool, but I don't really give a shit about that.
Yeah.
This is going to be. I'm going to predict this is going to make it. He's going to make money. This is going to be a moneymaker. This is going to be. He's already. I mean, this is cool. I mean, I told him and I said it already. I thought it was stupid when you mentioned it. Then when I looked at it, I'm like, this is not fucking stupid. Now they are emulating a lot of MMA, UFC specifically because they're. A lot of it looks like UFC stuff, like the font.
But that's a good thing.
And it's in an octagon.
Well, I mean,
it's in an octagon and things like that. So,
no, the stuff I saw wasn't. The stuff I saw was just in a boxing ring.
Oh, there's stuff in an octagon too. A lot of their big events are like in an octagon.
Oh, okay, but I mean,
I think yeah.
Well, plus it's more relatable to the average fan.
No, you're right, man. It is a
that's
ring,
the main
but
thing.
I did see some stuff that was like.
I didn't see. I didn't see.
It's
I mean,
relatable.
and I didn't see everything, but everything I saw was in a ring. Was in a and I'm talking about an actual regular. Boxing ring,
yeah, no,
3 ropes,
with the
full
ropes,
size.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I'm
trying. What am I? I thought I saw something in an octagon.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the website.
No, I know it is
I like
a
the
ring,
pillows.
yeah,
I actually might order a couple of those pillows. I like those pillows.
Yeah. So when you
Get
go,
2, Ted, one for you and one for your wife.
Oh, I thought one for me and one for you.
Could you imagine
I'll
Ted
pillow fight you?
Could you imagine?
We could have our own pillow fight. Holy cow! I didn't even think about that.
See, and that's what. So this is what I was thinking. The same thing. You contact Steve, right? And you run, and he's talking about in different cities, but in different countries and stuff. But you run something in a thing, and you franchise off of him with his ideas and his stuff, and he makes a little bit, and you make a little bit because we live in Chicago. There's 8 million people. There's 8 million people within 2 golf drives of where we live.
For sure.
Not yours, Ted. Like 8 golf drives, but yeah. I mean, there's a lot you can do with this.
I'm buying 2 T-shirts for my boys and sending them to them.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, I mean they're actually cool T-shirts. Are just plain, but this is going to be a hit. They're always looking for shit to wear around campus.
I want what you're wearing right now. What is that?
You always want what I'm wearing.
What is that?
I'm
That's
not taking
cool.
my clothes off again.
Is that like a slicker? Or is that a hood? I don't know what that is. Is that a hoodie? I want that.
No, it's not a hoodie. Ted,
I
it's
have
just
one-
called.
I
It's got a hood on it.
I have a Notre Dame one like this, and it's just a windbreaker, dude.
Yeah.
It's a pullover windbreaker.
I want one of
A
those.
champion. They make it for every university. I have one for Notre Dame. Now that's in the closet. I got my Iowa gear on. I'm Iowa up, man. Every time I go to Drake or Iowa, I get geared up.
Are you a Notre Dame fan?
Get me one, man.
My nephew went to Notre Dame, so I have a lot of stuff
okay.
in the bookstore. And my kids did the camps and all that. So
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like
Mike
I
Green.
really only care about some of the places that I've been to, and a lot of the places that like my relatives have gone
yeah,
to.
well, my nephew was there for 4 years. He was in the band, and it was a big deal. So,
I mean, when your son went to the place in
Luther.
yeah, I wanted stuff from there.
I have some great stuff from there. Like some,
but
so
I don't
when he
have-
played on the
but I-
baseball
but I
team.
don't have it.
Yeah, when he played on the baseball
have
team, and he was ordering his stuff. He
What
was
about
getting
me?
his stuff, and I'm like, I want to buy that stuff. He's like, yeah, and I bought a bunch of stuff. Yeah,
Can I get some of it?
is he? Hold on, let me ask you this, Ted, and I need you to really think about this. Is he still playing baseball at Luther?
Do you still have the stuff? That's my question.
Are you gonna buy? I'm not gonna sell you the stuff from my house. I'm not gonna sell you my stuff. And by the
But
way,
it's like a game though. Because Savannah went to Illinois, and Jack went to ISU and Luther, right?
Yeah.
So you try and buy equal gear for each kid, right? That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm doing right now because one's a junior, one's a freshman for me. So I have like Drake shorts, Drake jacket, a Drake Drake hat, Drake T-shirts. So now I'm trying to get equal Iowa stuff.
oh yeah,
Is there a Luther or Iowa golf shirt?
no.
Oh, then I don't care.
Well, I sent Mark got me an Iowa coffee mug the last time you went, right? And I took a picture and I sent it to my daughter, and my daughter went to U of I, and she goes, "Why don't you have a U of I mug? Why aren't you taking a picture of a U of I mug?" I said, "I had one, but somebody moved out and stole it. Yeah, and took it, so I don't have one anymore. So now I'm representing. Yeah,
What I
Jackson
have,
hasn't. Yeah, Jackson hasn't moved out yet, so I have a Luther mug that's still at my house, and now I have an Iowa mug.
Nice.
Yeah, I said if you just stop stealing my shit, you won't have to worry about it. All right, Mark, you have a movie mention.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just do this. I'm on a high right now. I'm not going to lie to you. And this is something that made me feel good. When you said to Steve that you thought, once again, you thought one of my guests was going to be shitty, and it turned out not to be, that actually makes me feel really good.
Not the guest, the concept.
The concept. Well, the guest was awesome. Dude, I mean,
Yeah, no, he's great.
I love the concept that he admitted.
I like
It's
him better than Dana White.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he's an entrepreneur and he put a lot of his own money. I mean, $5 million. That's a huge sum of money to put into a concept that.
You think?
I mean, that's impressive.
Well, there's some
right?
investors, but yeah.
But the point is $5 million to put that into.
But
Any concept is and just
Yeah.
I admire the risk taking and
yeah.
and the entrepreneurial spirit, I should say.
And I like
Yeah.
the concept of the enterprise itself, in that it's like less violent, but it's still a fight. Something you can get into, like we were talking
It is.
about.
No,
like
it
he
is.
said, no one's going to get all bloodied up, no one's going to die, all this and all that. And obviously, it's a sport, so you can always have injuries, right? I mean, you're getting hit in the head with a pillow.
Well, that lady got dislocated her shoulder. The one fighter,
Right.
remember, she dislocated.
But
that's
that's
possible.
like the worst case scenario. But I mean, this is a great.
Ted paid attention to something our guest said.
I mean,
Did you just catch that?
Give
Did
him
you just
5
catch
minutes.
that?
5
I mean, you
minutes,
could tear-
5
But it doesn't matter. Ted paid attention to something our guest
yeah.
said.
So the point is, you could tear.
161 shows.
So I saw a UFC fight where the guy, he was just, because obviously you're so pumped up. I guess he tore his knee ligament just throwing a basic, just moving around, like he just tore it. He twisted his knee the wrong way, or she. So yeah. So I mean, there's always a risk
You
of
saw
injury.
the fight. Was it a dude or a chick?
I can't remember, but the point is, they went down on a non-contact thing where they just tore they tore their MCL or ACL.
The early days, what's his name? Armbar busted his arm right in the ring, and he didn't want to quit.
Oh yeah,
That heavyweight fight, I forgot his name. He was one of my favorites, but
that was forever ago. All right, you are ready for your movie mention?
yeah.
Okay, let me do your sponsor. Mark's Movie Mentions is brought to you by Larry's Horse Tranquilizers. Larry's Horse Tranquilizers. I can't do this. Now available for people and animals. Do you have a pet or an animal you found on the side of the road or in a neighbor's yard that you need to tranquilize? Larry's Horse Tranquilizers can do the job. We don't ask what you do with the animals. We just help you knock them out. Whatever happens next is up to you. Larry's Horse Tranquilizers. We don't judge.
I want a leopard tranquilizer. I told you about that. That's my new porn is watching lions and leopards get darted in the Serengeti. That's hot.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, and then someone finishes on him.
That's
No,
hot.
Teddy,
Oh my God,
They get
that was going down a
not,
road.
not even
Yeah,
not even
that
a rifle.
ended
Like,
us.
they got the
That
blowgun,
ended the show.
the blowgun dart, and they blow it in the back or like in their butt, and they just like stumble around, and then they just pass out, and then they collar them.
he's trying
to
as hard
study
as he
them.
can. He's trying as
trying
hard
to
as he
go
can.
there.
That's
Yeah.
hot.
But you know what? My goal is that if we get completely canceled, that it's my fault. If it's Ted's fault, I'm actually going to be pissed at him for not allowing me to say the thing that would get tranquilized. Okay, Mark, what is your movie mention?
So the movie I want to mention tonight came out in 2001.
I
It's
might have
called
seen
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Gene Hackman. It's funny. I never saw that movie, but Angelica. and what? Let me tell you. Angelica Houston.
Hold on.
Can you unplug him right now?
Angelica
Because
Houston and Gene Hackman.
Ted,
Royal Tenenbaums.
Ted,
I
you've never
remember that.
seen it. Can you give us?
I'm going to mention
your
who's in
review
it.
of it? Hold on. Give us your review of it, Ted. You've never seen it, good or bad?
I'm done.
But you didn't tell us whether it was good or bad movie.
I just remembered who's in it.
Okay.
Mark, am I wrong?
So you have no review of it.
I heard it's pretty good.
Okay, Mark, you have seen it. What do you think?
Seen it a couple times. So it's a Wes Anderson film. He directed and co-written it with Owen Wilson, by the way, who's in the movie as well. So it's Gene Hackman who's
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
So
I
this
just
is
said
one of
that.
my. This is probably one of my. I love all Gene Hackman films. I'm actually a really big fan of his. When he does comedy, it's his timing and his dry sense of humor is second to none. So he brings this role of he plays an eccentric father, and he's got a dry sense of humor. He's witty, he's smart, he's conniving. It's hilarious. And Angelica Houston plays his ex-wife. Ben Stiller's in it. Luke Wilson, Gwyneth Paltrow, Bill Murray, of course, because it's a Wes Anderson movie. Owen Wilson and Danny Glover. And the scenes between Gene Hackman and Danny Glover are pure comic gold. I mean, the two of those men talking, it's hilarious. So it's about an eccentric father and a family. The kids have early success, while Gwyneth Paltrow's adopted. So Ben Stiller and Luke Wilson are brothers, and Gwyneth Paltrow's their sister, but she's adopted. And Owen Wilson plays Luke Wilson's best friend. He was her neighbor growing up. So he's in the movie too. It's really good. There's so much going on in this movie. So Angelica Houston and Gene Hackman, his name is Royal, by the way. Royal Tenenbaum is Gene Hackman's name. So they divorce when the kids are in high school or whatever, and then he moves into a hotel and he lives in this hotel for 20 years.
Yep.
Well, they still live in their big like home, and then he gets evicted from the hotel. He's down on hard time, so he gets evicted, and he has to figure out where to go. So they bring him back into the house, but she falls in. She's going to marry her accountant, Danny Glover, and he finds this out, and he's trying to win her back and win the whole family back because they become kind of like he did a bunch of shit to his kids over the years, and now they don't really like him much, so he's trying to reconcile everything, and that's where the antics come in, and the relationships. So all this happens in 109 minutes. So the movie, and that's with, again, I always say this, that's with the credits and everything like that. So the movie is really like just over an hour and a half. And so much shit happens from beginning to end, and it all comes together. It's fucking pure genius. This is Wes Anderson's follow-up film to Rushmore. So he did Bottle Rocket with the two Wilson brothers.
Rushmore was a serious movie, wasn't it?
No, it was a comic. It was Bill Murray was in that movie. It was.
I'm thinking of something else.
comedy.
I'm thinking of something else.
Then. It was like a drama comedy. This is labeled as a comedy drama. Same thing as Rushmore. So this was his follow up to Rushmore a couple of years later. Roger Ebert gave it 3.5 stars and said some really good things about it. Also, I forgot. It's narrated by Alec Baldwin, who's fucking awesome. So there is some narration throughout the movie to kind of bring
Fill in
things
the gaps
together.
and make it not
and it's
2
done
hours
by
long.
Alec Baldwin,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. So once again, it's called The Royal Tenenbaums. It came out in 2001. You know what? I don't remember where it was streaming. I haven't seen it in a couple of years, but I've seen it more than twice. But just Google it and you'll find it somewhere.
Or if you use that app,
Yeah, I don't know what it's
Royal
called.
Tannenbaums. Oh man, I'm trying to.
So 2001, Wes Anderson film. Check it out. It cost $21 million to make, and it made $71 million at the box office back in 2001. And it's very well received critically. Some people have mixed. Oh, it's got a great soundtrack too. Check that out. Rolling Stones, the Beatles. Good soundtrack.
It is. All right, so I'm looking at the Just Watch app. I just threw it in there. It's on Prime Video for free and Apple TV for $3.99.
Nice. Thank you.
Man, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I do remember seeing that, and that was right about the time Angelica Houston, super hot, man. Just like just what I would say, a very sexy woman.
She's sexy. Yeah.
Wasn't
She's a sexy woman.
she in the Witches of Eastwick?
Yeah.
I remember that
Eastwick,
movie
yeah.
vaguely.
Yeah. She was
Witches
in
of Eastwick?
Witches of Eastwick.
Eastwick. Yeah. She
I
was
don't
in it.
think she was.
Yes, she
in
was.
that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, I
She
just
was-
said it.
Her and
it's
Jack
right.
Nicholson were together. Her and Jack Nicholson were together for off and on for like.
Oh yeah, they
15
went
years,
out
yeah.
for a long time. Yeah.
A long time, yeah.
Yeah.
There's if you
Oh,
go
I didn't
back,
know
if
that.
you look at some photos of them in like in the 60s and 70s, maybe just the 70s, they're both very attractive.
Oh heck yeah.
We know them now. I mean, he's 80, right? She's older too. But Angelica Houston is a very beautiful woman, and she was extremely attractive in her early Hollywood days, as was Jack Nicholson. So they were a power couple for a long time.
So what's the over-under on Jack Nicholson croaking, since he's probably in his 80s now, since celebrity deaths all come in threes, as we know?
Well, I guess whoever whacked Gene Hackman went into his house and whacked Gene Hackman and then made his wife run into the toilet.
I think
killed
Ted's
her
right.
dog.
I think he had a heart attack. She was going to get the pills. She slipped, fell on the dog, and everyone died.
So you said who let the dog out? Okay, got it.
Who crushed the dog now? Who? All right. Last thing. We've done chess talk for a while. Okay. And if you remember, this is so stupid. If you remember, we mentioned at chess matches, there's a dress code. And we actually talked about this in the 2024 World Rapid Championship. Magnus Carlsen wore jeans to kind of protest the
Obviously, he's a grandmaster from
dress
wherever he's
code.
from. Like
yeah.
Norway
he's
or
in the
Sweden.
News. He's in the news all the time. And if you're wondering what a World Rapid Championship is for chess, that is fast chess, if you care or don't care. The entire game lasts 15 minutes, and there's a maximum of 10 seconds in between each move.
That's very quick.
That's insane.
Very quick. Yeah.
Okay, so now here's the point of this. The jeans that Magnus Carlsen wore in the 2024 World Rapid Championships were just auctioned off for, are you ready, $36,100.
What size are they?
Magnus Carlsen size. If you know who he is
What do
and
you
what
think?
he
I
looks
think
like,
I'm going to go with 34 32s. What do you think? 30s. 34 30.
I'm going to...
He looks like he's about 5'10", 180.
I'm going to say 38.
No way.
34.
He's in good
No.
shape. He's
Yeah,
a
he's-
young guy in good shape. I would go 34 32.
Yeah,
I would definitely go 34 32. Yeah. So somebody spent over $36,000 for his jeans, and this was kind of interesting. I thought this was kind of cool. The proceeds went to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. Okay. So if you ever think about those people that have insane money that are buying like $1 million things, that's the same amount of money you would spend for Magnus Carlsen's
He
jeans.
probably played a G note for those. He's not buying Levi's off the shelf.
No, so the jeans he wore,
It was like $1,000.
no, about $400.
Yes, yeah, I knew, yeah.
So there was a crypto investor from Asia who he went to some art gallery, and there was a banana
Jesus Christ.
that was taped to a wall, and he paid like $5 million for the banana,
Good night.
and then he ate the banana.
Holy shit. Ted, you were doing so good. If you would have just not said that, everyone would have forgot the shit you said at the beginning. We talked about that too.
Yeah, that was
You
like
made-
it was like weeks ago.
Yeah, but you said that exact thing on the show.
Yes.
yeah,
So
of
you
course.
repeated it on the show
Yeah,
like
but that was a long time ago.
You
So
don't have to- hold on. How do you do a rerun sound? Ted is saying, yeah.
did it ever cross your mind we might have new listeners at some point? Why do you
No.
assume everyone's like the exact same listener from like episode
if
1?
that's the case, then they're going to be listening to the same show every week. It's like Groundhog Day. then.
People
if you
want
if you by that rationale,
information.
it would be Groundhog Day.
People want information.
Not the same information.
Ted has done 160 of the same shows.
Yes, people want
over and over.
information, but they
61.
don't want to hear the same story over and over again. And I love you to death because when you tell a story,
I don't have a wedding ring, Mark.
you tell the story in the exact same tone, and you do not miss a beat in the words that you used before. It's the same story.
This sounds like tough love,
I
Mark.
think, like Matt said, I think you rehearse these stories in your car, in your automobile, in your Fit. I think you get mind fit in your Fit.
Wait, so that's what he's doing when he parks his car and sits in the parking lot for like 10 minutes before he walks
Yeah.
into the bar, walks into the house, walks anywhere.
It's just dress rehearsal.
All right, so I got these 5 stories I want to tell these guys in the golf
Wait,
course.
is that the same as you guys practicing your golf swing in front of the mirror? Is that the same concept? Is that the same
Well,
analogy? you're
we
trying to
learned
give me?
again. We learned last week that Mark doesn't
And
practice.
no,
he literally said he doesn't do that.
I know, and then I love that how you pretend you don't practice when we only
Ted,
really
just
are.
because we beat you doesn't mean we need any practice.
I never practice. I never go to the range. I shouldn't say never.
So you're like a golf savant.
Yeah, I'm a golf savant with a 25.5 index.
Do you know I lost to him on the last hole? Last time we played, unfortunately, he couldn't join us, Mark.
Yeah, but he gives you how many? 22 strokes.
Mark, that's not the point. The point is,
Yeah, 22 on average.
The point
I can't-
is- it came down to the last hole, Mark. And
No, I think the
you
point.
weren't
The
there.
point is you need 22 strokes. Ted, the point is you need 22 strokes to stay even remotely even with me. Yeah, it's called inequability.
What did you shoot?
We don't keep score, Mark, because it doesn't count. So
You do keep score.
we
You
just
have to keep score.
264. Actually, we just do it by
No,
hole.
we just go in by hole because obviously it doesn't count in CGA because it's wintertime.
I know.
Yeah.
I still
Mark.
like to see my score though.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah. This is the way I keep score with Ted. I put down a score, or I put down a smiley, hilarious, laughing face, and that is Ted. That is Ted hitting like 19 balls into the woods and all that kind of shit.
I'll do better next
But I will say this. I will say this. In the back nine, the last time we played, in like a 40-mile-an-hour wind, which made it even better.
It was
Ted
really
did not
it
lose.
was really
I know,
windy.
I was outside.
Yeah, Ted did not lose a ball on the back nine.
I played a Zexio ball, Mark. I did not want to lose that ball. That was a $7 ball. You said
Yeah, yeah. He did not lose a ball the entire back nine.
I just lost my pride.
And if if you're a golfer and you've ever played with somebody who is an absolute stone cold piece of shit, have Ted not lose
See,
a
there
ball.
there he goes again.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. At a losable ball course.
Here's a
It
topic.
was definitely losable.
Here's a hot topic right now on all the socials, especially Instagram and Facebook too. Golfing and the whole golf cart thing about courses charging each rider for the golf cart. Do you know what I'm talking about, man?
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
working a golf course for 8 years.
So so you've seen every jag off come in there and say, "Oh, why should I pay for the? Why can't we split the cart fee?
Right.
We're both riding together. Why should I have to pay 20 and he pays 20? Why shouldn't we just pay 10 and 10 and make it 20?" Right, that whole thing.
Yeah.
So there's people posting stuff on Facebook right now and on Instagram, holding signs saying, "Why should I have to pay full price for a golf cart?" When do they or do they not?
So here's the deal. A golf cart costs a certain amount of money, and you have to recoup that, okay? And you could very simply say this. Because there are two persons in the cart, if you don't
People?
have a second...
People. Whatever.
Don't you want to hit him?
I thought this was grammar.
So
I
you
thought
know
this was
what?
grammar week.
So yeah. You know what? It is National Grammar Day. So you know when Pete said that he couldn't believe you didn't beat the shit out of Ted last week? I'm actually thinking about standing up and doing it because everything I have
This
stretches
is why
far
we
enough
need
to
those
walk over
pillows.
there.
We got to get Steve to.
Yeah, but the concept is it costs a certain amount of money, and it costs a certain amount of money even if one person's in it. So you got to kind of recoup that money. I mean, it's $20.
I know, but
if
you're
you don't
not-
fucking like it, don't fucking golf.
Right. So the thing is, you're not paying for the cart. You're paying for the privilege to ride in a cart, and that costs $20.
Right.
And if if you're paired up with somebody, they have to pay the $20 too.
Right.
So it's the privilege of being in the cart. You're not paying for the cart. So you're not splitting any fee. It is what it is.
It's $20 to ride.
Ted, me, and you went to Cog Hill that one day, and those kids were all in there, right? It was a foursome, and there was one kid walking and 3 kids riding.
That was so funny.
And
So
we
the
were
guy
and
gave-
we were in front of them, thankfully.
Yeah, and so the guy gives them 2 cart keys, and they go, "No, I'm riding 2." He goes, "Yeah, I know. It's 2 people to a cart. So those guys ride together, or you ride with him. I don't care, but one of you is riding alone, and 2 of you guys riding together. There's 3 people, 2 carts." He goes, "No, but I'm riding," and the other guy chirps in, "I'm walking." And he's like, "Well, I'm not talking to you. You're walking. These guys are riding. You get 2 carts. I'm not giving you 3 carts.
Dude, it was...
You're a foursome. I'm not having 1 walker and 3 carts." And he goes, "Besides, if I give you 3 carts, that's an empty seat. You're going to pay for walking. You're going to end up getting in the cart."
They always do.
Yeah. He's like, "No, you get 2 carts.
I'm
You
actually
share a cart."
Yeah, I'm actually surprised more people don't do that.
I think a lot of people try, right? Just walk. I mean, we walked.
We walk all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we finished in 3.5 hours, Mark, walking in a 40-mile-an-hour wind. I mean, luckily there was no one in front of us, but I mean, it was a tough walk, right? It felt like a Pilates workout. I mean,
when you're
a tough
playing with
workout.
Ted, you walk fast.
It's always a
Yeah,
tough walk.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always a tough walk.
Trust me, I want to get out of there quick too.
Yeah.
The only one.
No, it was. I tell you what. Anytime, honestly, anytime Teddy and I are on a golf course, and as long as the weather's not 20 below zero, I'm having a good time. Yeah.
So the funny thing, a long time ago, I think someone told us, you don't remember this, but someone said, "Hey, you guys are playing really slow." I said, "You're right. One time we played a round in 5.5 hours for about 40 holes. For about 40 holes. Yeah, we played it took 5.5 hours to finish 40 holes. And that's for playing the same hole twice about 5 times. So, yeah, you're right. We're super slow.
Well, you told
You know what?
them.
I don't remember that. I just don't remember that. All right, let's put this thing to bed. No more golf. Damn, golf talk sucks. All right, Teddy, you got to go first. Last thoughts.
Okay, actually, I have a pseudo movie mention in honor of Gene Hackman, who is actually one of my favorite actors. Crimson Tide with him and Denzel Washington was a great movie, and I'm going to actually YouTube that tonight in his honor because I love watching Gene Hackman. To be quite honest with you, so that's my last thought. So,
Okay,
That was my last thought too. Crimson Tide.
Ass kisser.
your last thought about what we talked about today. Okay, so this has nothing to do with what we talked about today, but all right, Mark, last thought.
My favorite Gene Hackman movie of all time is Hoosiers. That and Mississippi Burning. But I loved him in Royal Tenenbaums. But no, I'm gonna miss that guy too. Who, really made it into my life when I was young with the original Superman movies with Christopher Reeve. When he played Lex Luthor, that was my introduction to him, because that was what, like 1978.
Yeah.
When Superman came out, 1979, something like that. Then Part 2 came out when he played Lex
No,
Luthor.
we still have that scene where like Superman goes into like the chamber and he actually he's going to lose all his powers, but like all the guys outside, like the Zod, they lose all their powers, and he comes out and Lex Luthor. He's not really like he's a villain, but he doesn't have any superpowers. He's just a bad guy in a suit.
He was amazing.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Great movies, I should say.
I don't know if I mentioned this. Did I mention that he was in Young Frankenstein?
Yeah, he played the blind guy. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So he's in there for literally just a few minutes.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because and I just finished Mel Brooks's, I think I said this before, but I finished Mel Brooks's book, and he talks about it where Hackman comes in and says, I want to be in this. And he goes,
Well, he got that part through Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder went to him and said, Gene Hackman wants a role in this film. And he was like, what?
Yeah. And he goes, I don't have anything for him. He goes, all I have is the blind guy.
It's a comic, yeah.
Yeah. The blind guy who serves
soup,
Frankenstein the soup. That's it. That's what I got. You can't even. And here's the amazing thing. I had no idea.
And he lights his thumb on fire, right?
Yeah. I had no idea that was Gene Hackman until I read that book, and then I watched that part of the movie.
Oh, it's so Gene Hackman, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't even tell. He is literally covered in hair and
but the
beard
voice
and everything.
The voice is.
Yeah.
So I guess he did win the Academy Award for the French. He played a detective in the French Connection back in the 70s.
This was so when he did Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
This was literally less than a year after
Popeye,
he won.
Yeah.
The Academy
That's
Award
cool. That's cool.
for French Connection playing Popeye Doyle.
That's pretty cool.
Right?
That's cool.
Yeah, and he came to him and he's just like, I can't use you.
Yeah,
I think he won a Mississippi Burning too, didn't he? He was nominated more than a few times.
That I don't
No,
know.
actually, when someone's a good actor, when they're in a movie only for like a few minutes for a cameo, and they still get like the most, they still get the most publicity. Like they still like they steal the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they've been in the movie like 5 minutes out of like say a 2-hour movie. That's how you know they're good.
Well, he was the bad guy in The Firm,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great in that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in so many things.
Oh, he won an Unforgiven.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
he did. Yeah.
Oh,
And
dude.
let's. I'll tell you what,
that was amazing. I don't deserve this.
we need
I
to.
forgot
Yes,
about
you
that.
do.
We need to uncancel Kevin Spacey because that guy's a great actor too.
He's a very good.
Let's just uncancel him right now.
Okay.
Come on, that
I
guy
am
needs to
not
be in some
going to
movies.
compare. I'm not going to compare.
I know.
Gene Hackman and Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey's good. Gene Hackman's
He's
on
a
a different level.
Yeah,
and
Kevin Spacey's a great actor.
And,
Come on, man.
And I haven't heard anything bad about Gene Hackman. So I'm not going to even go there and do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
There's a great story about him because he was a pretty big guy, and he was like, I guess he was really strong. And, everybody in Hollywood is like a lot smaller than they appear to be on screen, right?
Except for Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
No,
He's 5'3".
no, that's what I mean. Everybody is like, literally, like everybody. I mean, there's like only a handful of guys that are over like 5'10" or 5'11" in Hollywood, right?
Right.
I mean, everyone is like on the smaller side, and they're all in good shape, so they're all appropriate weighted. But I guess he was a pretty big, strong guy. And there was the director was talking about the movie Hoosiers, and they clashed at one point because of the jacket that they wanted him to wear in the opening scene when he first comes to the school. He's wearing that kind of dark leather jacket. And there was two jackets, and the producer and the director were like, the director went up to Gene and said, so and so and I have there's two jackets to choose from, and we both think you should go with jacket A. And Hackman wanted to go with jacket B, and there was discussion prior to that. So when he came upstairs and said, we want you to go with jacket A, and he handed him the jacket, and Hackman took the jacket, and he said he just literally like ripped it right in half and said, well, oops, sorry about that. Guess we got to go with jacket B. And this was the director telling that story. He goes, Hackman ripped that. He's like, he took the jacket and just ripped it at the seam. So that's why he got to wear that jacket.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, that is badass.
Yeah.
I even like Gene Hackman more than, if you're going to have some fun, if you're going to have some fun and you want to watch some movies, any movie that Gene Hackman is in pretty much is a good time.
Oh, for sure.
It's a really good
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
All right, so let me do my last thought here. I knew pillow fighting. I knew this guy was going to be awesome. I knew this was going to be fun. I am loving every minute of doing this. We are off next week. We will not be doing a show next week. So Teddy and I and Mark are all in Arizona, and Teddy and I will be back Tuesday night. But that whole week, Mark will be gone, and I just know it's going to be a total shit show. So and you know what? I need a little bit of time off. I need to refresh.
You need some me time.
No, not you time.
Ted time.
I need
Ted time.
I need not Ted time.
We need some we time. We time.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
time.
I need some.
Weed or we?
I'm going to spend
That
here.
too.
Here, I'll give you this. This is why there's going to be no show on Thursday night. Teddy and I are going to get in a plane. From that point on until Tuesday night when we land here, I am going to be with Ted constantly. Except, and I guarantee this, when I'm taking a shit. That is the only time I can guarantee that Ted is not going to be around. So I'm going to need some time to decompress. And don't worry, I promise that I will share every awesome story that happens. But yeah, I'm just going to need a little time to get away from Ted.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Listen, keep listening. Do that 5-star review thing. I mean, everywhere you go, hit up the website. Do all that stuff that we talk about all the time. Keep listening, and we will see everybody. And I don't get to say this very often in 2 weeks.